So, what's up mga tropa? Kamusta po kayo? And for today's video, eto, ay may nakita tayong ultimate crash test. Ultimate crash test ng DJI Neo. No, shoutout kay ah, sa nag-ano nito, sa nag-content nito na si Drone Wilder, no? Ibang klase. Dito natin malalaman yung durability nitong ano na 'to, yung durability nitong drone na 'to, 'no? So, panoorin natin. Tingnan natin kung hanggang saan ang crash net ah, hanggang saan ang durability ng DJI Neo. So, wala nang patumpik-tumpik pa. Simulan na natin.
Welcome to another video, and I'm going to start this one with a quick disclaimer. If you are squeamish about general drone unkindness, drones being damaged on purpose, drone masochism, and general drone nastiness, then please don't watch this video because you might find this will upset you. But with that being said, I'm going to get straight into it and tell you what this video is about. Basically, I'm going to test the DJI Neo to destruction until it breaks. That's right, I'm not going to stop
and breaks.
at the point where I think I put it through its paces or it's taking a few knocks. No, I will increasingly crash it, smash it until it's absolutely broken in the interest of science. Anyway, this is a brand new DJI Neo. I broke my last one by flying it into a wall and then into salt water. Link to that video is in the description below if you haven't seen it already. But this is brand new, never been flown before, and that's on purpose because I want to put it through its paces from scratch.
Yung isang ano niya yan, isang drone niya, nalublob na sa tubig. Yeah, but by the way, actually ano to, talagang nagda-drive siya ng drone, ay pilot talaga siya ng drone, no. So, ito bumili siya ng bago para ipakita sa atin ang the ultimate crash test ng DJI Neo.
And see what it can take. I've left the prop cages on it to give it the best fighting chance for what's going to be thrown at it today. And I think we'll start off gently by doing a soft target practice with it. Soft targets being humans. But I'm obviously not going to fly it into myself because that would be very irresponsible and silly. So instead, I'm going to opt for the sensible choice and fly it into my resident Gen Z.
Yung kapitbahay niya. Kilometer, 15 kilometers per hour, 20 kilometers per hour. By the way, gamit niya ano dyan, By the way, may gamit siyang controller.
No, fantastic. More importantly, the DJI Neo completely undamaged as well, so that is great news. We need something a bit harder than him, which isn't difficult. So, that. Gonna crash into a tree.
Ngayon sa puno naman, sa puno.
Let's see what it's made of.
Walang damage.
10
kilometers per hour. Wala ko nakikita. Hindi pala natin nakikita. Teka. Ibad natin.
Okay, it's still fine. That actually felt and sounded a lot nastier than I thought it was going to be.
Yan, liitan ko lang konti para nakikita kung ilang kilometers per hour. Okay.
So, yep, that is 10 kilometers an hour.
10 kilometers per hour. Yeah, 15 kilometers per hour.
So far, still completely undamaged.
Kita nyo yun mga tropa,
Which is
diba?
pretty cool.
Up to 15 kilometers per hour yun ha. Ito, 20 kilometers per
That
hour.
was 19 kilometers an hour.
Pak! Nakikita niyo yung impact.
We got up to 20 kilometers an hour.
Puta.
Obviously not going to stop there because I promised you I'd break it, and I'm going to break it. So we're going to 25 kilometers an hour, and I think at this point I'm
Yun
going
ang
to be
goal
fine
niya,
with
ma-break. Eh,
my FPV system. So
talagang madurog yung
25
ano,
kilometers an hour.
yung drone.
Okay, FPV goggles are on. The Neo is still completely unscathed, which is really impressive because I flew up to 20 kilometers an hour into a tree, and that's caused no damage at all. There's not even a scratch on it, nothing at all. Barely even dirty. So I'm going to have to try a little bit harder. I've got the goggles and everything ready, so let's try 25 kilometers an hour.
25 kilometers per hour. Wow! Yung impact ko.
Undamaged. This is magic. I kind of don't want it to break now because it's kind of
Diba?
surviving all these things and being really brave.
Diba? Sabagay, nagte-test din naman ng ganito talaga sila na ang ano ng DJI syempre, no? Yung durability, tinetest nila yan.
I feel really mean, but 30 kilometers an hour coming up. 30 right there.
30 kilometer per hour. Galing!
It doesn't even have a scratch. There's nothing on it.
Kahit walang, wala raw isang
Grass
scratch.
marking there.
Lupit.
This is all right. 35 kilometers an hour. That'll have to be in manual mode because in normal mode, sports mode, it doesn't go that fast. This was literally 29 kilometers an hour in sports mode is as fast as it goes. So here we go, I guess.
35 kilometer per hour. Buti, ektad ba?
Oh, let's have a look at this. If you would have told me you could fly this drone into a tree at 35 kilometers an hour and
35 kilometers per hour. May isa walang scratch.
that is absolutely insane. 35
Diba?
It sounded horrible. It really sounded nasty. Okay, we'll try 40.
Galing, ang galing.
If that doesn't do it, we're going to have to find a brick wall somewhere. I will break it. I promise you that. I will break it. And I feel really bad about it now because kind of the more they survive, you kind of get a bit attached to them, but well. Okay. Okay. All right. We have damage. There's a little bit of a crack right there on that motor support.
Meron na.
Just there. That is as much damage as I can cause with a tree. So next, I'm going to leave this place. It's starting to rain. Going to find a brick wall somewhere and hit it harder. Okay, so here we are, one brick wall ready to be
Ngayon sa ano na,
light and
sa
sun
may
to go. So I've got
brick
about 20
walls
minutes
naman
to
siya.
break this little fella. In terms of breaking, so far the only
Brick
damage
wall
it's
na
got
yun,
is
mga
this
tropa.
little crack
Cemento.
there. You can just about see it, which could actually be fixed with super glue if you're out in the field. No problem at all. That's minimal damage, and also a prop missing, or one prop blade missing. Going to change that over and then get smashing into that.
Kilometers per hour. 20 kilometers.
No damage. There's this is just mad. That is absolutely mad. Nope. 20 kilometers now, maybe 17, 18, but this sounds horrible. It's just hard to describe. I'm sure you'll hear it, but it doesn't sound very nice. And it's survived. Mad. Right. We do 25 kilometers an hour. Really not liking this anymore, but okay. 25 kilometers an hour coming up right now.
25 kilometers per hour. Boom!
So that was 25 kilometers an hour into a brick wall. That didn't sound good, but I have to tell you that. Hold on.
Brick wall siya binabangga,
There's a
mga
little scuff on the
tropa.
back of the battery. That's just cosmetic. There's a bit of scuffing on the camera, which you might be able to see if I just put it there.
Pero yung camera still buhay na buhay
But
pa
other
rin.
than that, it's
'Di ba?
still alive.
Ang klase.
That building's more or less decommissioned, so don't worry about that. We're worried about the drone. Yeah, mad. I'm sort of a little bit speechless almost. So. All right, so
Ayun, bumigay na yung ano.
as far as the flying camera
Pero
drone is
less
concerned,
pa lang
that'd
naman
be
yan.
game over at
Let's
just under 35 kilometers an hour into a brick wall.
35 kilometers per hour.
I actually feel a bit sad about it now because I did really like this drone, and the more it survived, the more I sort of loved it a bit, but it's dead now. I think the thing that killed it, ironically, is that these camera protectors at the front, these lips that stick out, as you can see, they started bending back or squashing in. They're not made of much material because it's a very light drone, so they basically squashed back and no longer protected the camera and basically went straight into that wall and broke it. Hold on a second. Turns out we're not done yet. Right. How are we going to break this? Okay, so we're in another location on our attempts of trying to destruct the seemingly
Nagpalit na siya ng
undestructible
ano.
DJI Neo. And I've got another brick wall. Well, actually, this is a concrete wall today.
Concrete
One of my
wall.
favorite locations, which is where I've already broken my last DJI Neo. In fact, there's a little gap which I can see down there, which I crashed into last time. I think it'd be rude not to try and hit it this time because, let's face it, this drone is on its way out anyway. Now, up until this point, the DJI Neo has sustained some damage. The camera glass cover is broken, smashed, so it's never going to take the same kind of videos as it would in perfect state anymore. But other than that, and some cosmetic damage, it's still a functioning drone. If you were out and about and you were desperate to take a
Gumagana pa raw
high-risk
eh.
shot, which involves
Gumagana pa raw mga tropa eh. Ay, nako.
smashing to things, you could still keep filming with this drone in its current state, and that's absolutely amazing because it's been smashed about 5 times into a tree at pretty high speed, 5 times into a concrete brick wall, and it's about to be smashed again. I'm going to do this in full pelt today, manual mode, as fast as I can, smashing into hopefully that spot right there, and I don't think it'll survive that, but it's held up so much so far, and I can't even begin to describe how impressed I am with how durable this drone is. But anyway, it's time to really try and kill it, so I'm going to take off, going to try and hit that gap just to, you know, just for completeness, and then we can see if we can break it finally. Just to remind you, this drone's been smashed into solid
FPV,
obstacles,
diba? Mga tropa.
trees, concrete walls, brick walls, more than 10 times, and it's still flying absolutely fine.
Nakailang crashes na pero ganyan pa rin. Nawala na ng salamin eh. No? Puta Diyos oh. 45 kilometers per hour. Boom! Boom!
Okay. Oh, you're joking. Optically, no more damage than before, which is just getting ridiculous.
Walang damage.
Prop, which is just up there.
Propeller. Tsa. Ibang klase.
Still works. There you go.
At least ngayon alam na
Press it
natin. Diba kung gaano ka durability ang DJI Neo. Pang! Pang! Boom! Yee!
Yeah, that's a bit worse. Oh, it's still recording. Okay, let's have a look at this. So finally, I think that was about 45 kilometers an hour, 30 miles an hour into a wall, and that's the front.
Durug-durug na.
There's a crack here,
Durug-durug na. Pero
and
gumagana pa rin
this
siya.
top section, which is your sort of GPS
Oh,
sort of
umangat
cover.
lang yung section ng
Is it
GPS,
GPS?
pero
This plate at the top here is
pwede mo namang
popped out.
ano yan, idikit
Probably
uli eh.
pop that back in again.
Yes, pwede mo na idikit.
Oh yeah.
Okay na uli.
Okay. The gimbal is now at a sort of 10-degree angle, which obviously is not going to work particularly well. Yeah, that's not particularly ideal. I bet it'll still fly though. And
still, gumagana pa rin siya, oh. Kita nyo?
Kidding me.
Diba? Kita nyo, mga tropa, oh. Is still running and recording.
Alright, one more go. It still flies, it still films, it's pointing a bit, so which is not
recording,
ideal, but
filming.
it still flies.
45 kilometers per hour. Boom! Boom!
This is the fourth time I've smashed into this wall, and finally the gimbal is completely loose. Like this. The rest of the drone though is still intact. This is getting much harder than I thought it was going to be. Let's see if it still films. Let's see, let's turn that on. Right, the camera's got some scratches and marks on it, but look at this.
Oh, pati yung footages, oh. Yung mga scratches lang. Ibang klase, di ba? And still, gumagana pa rin siya.
I honestly just don't believe this.
DJI
How can a
Neo,
drone
mga
withstand
tropa.
so much abuse and still fly and
Pero
still film? How is this possible?
Diba?
Okay, there's only one thing to it. Give me a second.
Ibang klase, mga tropa.
Look, I've tried pretty much everything, and it's almost impossible to destruct this little boy. I mean, even now, the gimbal's sort of falling off,
niya na lang yan.
but
Ihagis
still
niya na
working,
lang.
still
Pero,
flying. So there's only one thing to it.
Neo versus Gravity. Wala naman yan.
Maybe that'll do it. There we go. With chalk there.
Durug-durug na yung gimbal yung camera, pero yung aircraft, yung pa rin.
Okay, drone recovered, and there's a lot of scuffs and marks on it now, a bit of chalk. One of these motors is held on by one of its arms, the other one by only two, so it's getting some damage now, but let's see if it powers up. Okay, green lights. Let's see, gimbal still works. It is completely loose, just hanging around, but it still works. Let's see if it takes off.
Medium follow. 3, 2, 1. O, diba? Still. Yun ang DJI Neo. So, at least, nalalaman natin yung durability ng drone na to, mga tropa, no? So, credits nga pala sa Drone Wilder. So, thumbs up kami sa inyo at ginawa mo yung content na ito na the ultimate crash test ng DJI Neo. Ibang klase. So, yun. Thank you sa panonood mga tropa and see you. Thank you sa panonood mga tropa and see you on the next video. Wala, ibang klase talaga to. Ang bangis. please do consider to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the bell icon para updated kayo sa mga iba pang videos na gagawin natin. So yun lamang, ingat mga palagi. Ingat palagi mga tropa. Bye-bye.